Have you ever walked out of a salon feeling disappointed, even though everyone told you your haircut looked nice? Maybe they called it practical. Maybe they said it suited your age. Maybe they even told you it was easy to maintain. But when you caught your reflection in a store window later that day, something didn't feel right. Your face hadn't changed. Your smile was still yours. And yet somehow, you looked older than you did the week before. If that feeling sounds familiar, you're far from alone. The surprising truth is that many hairstyles recommended to women over 60 were never designed to make you look more vibrant. They were designed to be convenient. And while convenience certainly has its place, it should never come at the expense of your confidence. Today's elegant women aren't trying to look 30 again. They're simply refusing to let outdated haircut rules decide how they see themselves every morning. Here on this channel, we believe timeless style begins with thoughtful choices, not endless effort. Whether your hair is silver, white, colored, thick, or becoming finer, the right cut can soften your features, brighten your expression, and quietly take years off your appearance without looking trendy or overdone. Today, we're revealing 6 hairstyles that may be adding years without you realizing it, and the modern alternatives that help women over 60 look fresher, lighter, and effortlessly refined. By the end of this video, you may never look at an age-appropriate haircut the same way again. The haircut that feels safest can quietly make you look the oldest. That may sound unfair, especially when all you want is something neat, comfortable, and easy to manage. But this is where many women over 60 get trapped. They ask for a haircut that is simple, easy to wash, easy to brush, easy to style. And little by little, easy becomes flat, stiff, and completely predictable. The problem is not short hair. Short hair can look incredibly elegant. The problem is choosing a shape with no movement, no softness, and no personality. Picture a woman getting ready for a casual lunch with friends. She is wearing a beautiful knit top, tailored pants, and polished loafers. Her outfit looks modern and refined, but her hair sits close to the head in one solid shape, with every section cut to nearly the same length. Nothing is technically wrong, but nothing feels fresh either. And this is where most women get it completely wrong. A practical haircut does not need to look severe. A low-maintenance style can still have texture around the crown, soft movement near the cheekbones, and light layers that respond when you turn your head. One of the best alternatives is a softly layered bob that ends between the jaw and the upper neck. It is still easy to dry. It still works for everyday errands, family gatherings, church, or a weekend coffee date. But unlike a rigid, rounded cut, it gives the face more openness and energy. For finer hair, ask for subtle internal layers rather than aggressive thinning. For thicker hair, controlled shaping can remove weight without creating a puffy triangle. The goal is not trendy hair, not complicated hair, just hair that moves. Here is the quick rule to remember. If your haircut only looks good when every strand stays perfectly still, it may be too controlled. The right, safe haircut should make your life easier without making your appearance smaller, flatter, or older. And in the next section, we need to talk about one of the strangest reasons women cut their hair too short. They start letting their neck make the decision instead of their face. Here's a question most women never ask before sitting in the salon chair. Who is making this haircut decision? Your face or your neck? It sounds like a strange question, but it changes everything. As the years pass, many women become more aware of loose skin around the neck or changes along the jawline. It's completely natural, yet that awareness often leads to one automatic decision. Maybe I should cut it even shorter. The logic seems reasonable. Less hair should hide less, right? In reality, the opposite often happens. When hair is cut extremely short simply to deal with the neck, it removes one of the most flattering frames your face has. Suddenly, every feature becomes more exposed. The eye goes straight to the jawline, the neck, and every angle you were hoping people wouldn't notice. Now here's the part nobody talks about. Most people don't notice your neck first. They notice your expression. They notice your eyes. They notice the overall balance of your face. Hair isn't there to hide your age. It's there to create harmony. Imagine arriving at a family birthday dinner. You're wearing a beautifully fitted blazer, elegant earrings, and a soft silk scarf. Everything feels polished. But your haircut stops high above your ears because you wanted to clean up the neckline. Instead of looking lighter, Your face suddenly appears more exposed and less balanced. A better solution is choosing a length that gently skims the jawline or rests around the collarbone. That little bit of extra length softens the transition between your face and your neck. It creates gentle lines instead of sharp ones, making your features appear more relaxed and naturally youthful. This isn't about covering imperfections. It's about directing attention where you want it to go. A confident woman doesn't spend her day trying to hide every sign of aging. She highlights what is still beautiful, and there's always something beautiful to highlight. So the next time you're tempted to say, just cut it all off, pause for a moment. Ask yourself one simple question. Am I choosing this haircut because it flatters my face? Or because I'm trying to solve a problem my hair was never meant to fix? Because once you answer that honestly, your salon appointments may never be the same again. And speaking of shapes that quietly work against you, the next hairstyle mistake is one that can make even thick, healthy hair look surprisingly dated. Have you ever seen a woman with beautiful hair, but somehow it made her look older instead of younger? The color looked nice, the cut was expensive, every strand was perfectly in place. So what went wrong? It wasn't the haircut, it was what the haircut stopped doing. It stopped moving. This sounds like a tiny detail, but it changes everything. Many women grew up believing that polished hair meant controlled hair. Every piece had to stay exactly where it was placed. A little hairspray became a lot. Soft volume turned into a fixed shape. Before long, the hairstyle looked almost sculpted. That's what stylists sometimes call the helmet effect. The hair becomes one solid form instead of something that naturally frames the face. Ironically, this often happens to women who take excellent care of their appearance. They invest in regular salon visits. They use quality products. They never leave the house looking messy, but somewhere along the way, they started confusing stiffness with elegance. Picture yourself meeting an old friend for lunch. As you laugh, turn your head, or tuck one side behind your ear, your hair should respond naturally. It should catch the light, it should create softness around your face. If nothing moves, if every strand stays frozen, the hairstyle can unintentionally make your features appear harder and more mature. The good news is that fixing this doesn't require a dramatic makeover. Ask your stylist to create texture instead of bulk. Choose soft layers that encourage natural movement. Use lighter styling products that allow your hair to breathe instead of locking it into place. Even a gentle side part or a few face-framing pieces can make the entire haircut feel more modern. Not trendy, not messy, just alive. Style after 60 isn't about making your hair look perfect. It's about making it look believable. Because real hair moves. It catches the breeze on a walk. It shifts when you smile. It doesn't need to stay frozen to look elegant. The most refined women rarely have the stiffest hairstyles. They have the most effortless ones. And before you think your haircut alone is responsible, there's another detail that quietly changes how every hairstyle looks. Your hair color may be working against you without you even realizing it. What if the color of your hair isn't making you look older, but the lack of dimension is? This surprises many women because they immediately assume the answer is to go darker, lighter, or cover every gray hair. But that's rarely the real issue. The eye doesn't simply notice color, it notices depth. Think about the way natural hair looked when you were younger. Even if it was one general shade, sunlight revealed lighter pieces. Shadows created darker areas. Every movement added a little contrast. That natural variation gave your hair life. As we get older, many hairstyles lose that visual depth. Hair may become one solid block of bright white, one flat shade of silver, or one uniform dark color that absorbs light instead of reflecting it. And when the hair looks flat, the face can look flatter too. Now here's something almost nobody tells mature women. Youthful-looking hair isn't about pretending you don't have gray hair. It's about allowing your hair to have dimension. Imagine walking into a weekend brunch wearing a crisp white blouse, relaxed navy trousers, and simple gold jewelry. Your outfit feels elegant without trying too hard. But if your hair appears as one single, solid color from root to end, it can unintentionally overpower the softness of your face. Instead of adding brightness, it creates a visual wall. A better approach is subtle variation. If you embrace your natural silver, consider adding gentle lowlights that create depth without taking away its beauty. If you color your hair, avoid choosing a shade that looks painted on. Soft blending around the face often appears fresher than harsh, uniform color. The goal isn't dramatic highlights. It isn't trendy balayage. It isn't chasing fashion. It's creating light and shadow that work together to flatter your features. Here's an easy way to remember it. Hair with dimension reflects light. Hair without dimension absorbs attention. One feels fresh, the other can quietly add years. And while color certainly matters, there's one habit that can age a hairstyle even faster than the wrong shade. Ironically, it's something many women believe makes them look more polished. Perfection sounds like a compliment, but when it comes to your hair, perfection can quietly become the very thing that adds years to your appearance. Think about it for a moment. How many women leave the salon with hair that looks absolutely flawless, only to spend the next few weeks trying to recreate that exact same look every single morning? Every strand has to stay in place. Every side has to match. Nothing can move. Nothing can fall. Nothing can look imperfect. At first, it feels polished. Over time, it starts to feel unnatural. This is where elegant style takes a different path. The women who always seem effortlessly put together usually aren't chasing perfect hair. They're wearing hair that looks comfortable, relaxed, and completely believable. Imagine meeting your daughter for a shopping trip on a Saturday afternoon. You're wearing a lightweight linen jacket, straight-leg jeans, and clean white sneakers. You laugh together, try on clothes, stop for coffee, and spend hours walking through the stores. Your hairstyle shouldn't look like it's frozen in time. It should still look beautiful after real life happens. A soft piece falling near your cheek, gentle movement around the neckline, natural texture that catches the light. These tiny details don't make you look less elegant. They make you look more approachable, more confident, and surprisingly more youthful. Here's the contrast that changes everything. A hairstyle that is perfectly controlled often feels dated. A hairstyle that is thoughtfully relaxed feels timeless. There's a big difference. Elegant women over 60 don't try to prove they've spent an hour styling their hair. They simply look like everything works together naturally. So instead of asking yourself, is every strand exactly where it should be, try asking a better question. Does my hair still look beautiful after I've actually lived my day? Because that's what people remember. Not perfect hair, authentic hair. And that brings us to the final lesson of this video. One simple question that can completely change the way you choose your next haircut, no matter your age or hair type. Before your next salon appointment, ask yourself one question that has nothing to do with trends. Will this haircut still look beautiful at the end of a real day? Not after 20 minutes in the stylist chair, not under perfect lighting, not with a professional blowout. A real day, because that's where the best hairstyles separate themselves from the rest. Picture an ordinary Saturday. You make breakfast, meet a friend for lunch, walk through a local farmer's market, run a few errands, and finish the evening with dinner and family. Along the way, there's a little breeze, a bit of humidity, and plenty of moments when you aren't thinking about your hair. A truly flattering haircut doesn't fight real life. It works with it. That's one of the biggest differences between a fashionable haircut and a timeless one. Fashion often asks for constant attention. Timeless style quietly earns compliments without demanding it. The most elegant women understand this instinctively. They don't choose a haircut because it's trending on social media or because everyone at the salon is asking for it. They choose a haircut that still looks graceful after 8 hours of living. After all, confidence isn't built in front of a mirror. It's built in the moments when you forget about your appearance because you already feel comfortable in it. The right haircut gives you that freedom. It moves naturally. It grows out beautifully. It doesn't require endless products or constant touch-ups just to look presentable. And that's a luxury many women overlook. Not expensive, not dramatic, just dependable. The next time your stylist asks, "What are we doing today?" don't start with the latest trend. Start with your lifestyle. Tell them how you spend your days. Tell them how much time you actually enjoy styling your hair. Tell them how you want to feel when you leave the house. Because the best haircut isn't the one that gets the most attention. It's the one that lets people notice you first. And that's a difference no trend can ever replace. If there's one idea I hope you remember from today's video, it's this. Your haircut isn't supposed to hide your age. It's supposed to reveal your best features. Far too many women have spent years believing they needed to choose between looking practical and looking beautiful. But those two things were never opposites. The right haircut can be easy to manage, elegant to wear, and flattering to your face, all at the same time. Looking younger after 60 doesn't come from chasing every new trend or copying someone else's style. It comes from making thoughtful choices that work for your hair, your lifestyle, and the woman you've become. The most stylish women don't necessarily have the most expensive salon appointments. They simply understand one important truth. A haircut should support your confidence, not replace it. So before your next visit to the salon, remember these 6 ideas. Choose movement over stiffness, balance over fear, dimension over flatness, natural texture over perfection, and timeless elegance over passing trends. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these hairstyle habits have you noticed in yourself, or perhaps seen on someone you know? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experience might encourage another woman who has been thinking about making a change but didn't know where to start. And if you enjoyed today's conversation, don't forget to subscribe and join our community, where we share practical, timeless style advice designed especially for women over 60. In our next video, we'll reveal the surprisingly common clothing choices that can instantly make an elegant woman look older, and the simple wardrobe upgrades that create a polished, modern look without buying an entirely new closet. Until next time, take good care of yourself, and remember, timeless style isn't about looking like someone younger. It's about looking like the very best version of yourself today.